Hello everyone, I'm Dr.V.Srividhya. The subject which I'm going to discuss now is entrepreneurship development of fifth semester BCom. In that, the topic in entrepreneurship development is preparing business plan. So, in preparing business plan, we had discussed about many aspects related to the business plan, like financial aspect, marketing aspect, human resources aspect. All that I have been explaining in the previous video. So, in this video, we are going to discuss about technical aspect of the business plan. So, what all has to be covered under technical aspects of business plan? The technical aspect of business plan will depend on the nature and type of business. The entrepreneur should have the basic understanding of not only personal or market factors of his venture, but the technical aspect of business plan also should be considered. So, what does it mean is this technical aspect will not be the same for all type of business. It depends on the nature and what type of business has to be carried on. It is similar way for human resources, marketing, all that also. But this technicality, it differs from each business to business. Maybe marketing, strategy, financial, all that might be related in some way or the other. But this technical, it relates. It depends on the nature or type of business and what are the technology they are going to use, and it will be quite different from one company to another company. So this entrepreneur should not be happy. Yes, fine. I have undertaken the responsibility of marketing, financial. With that, I'm quite comfortable with all that factors. So technical aspects, it should be taken care of someone like that. You can't think. You should have at least the basic understanding of that concept. Then only he can become a successful entrepreneur. Whatever may it be, that is technical aspect also he should try to understand, and also if possible he can become expert in that also. So this technical aspect, as based on this discussion, we can understand how important it is. In the technical aspect, he has to decide what's the quantity of goods to be produced, and what is the specification of the product to be produced, and what's the technology to be used, and whether it will be with collaboration with the domestic or foreign manufacturer. All this covers will be covered under technical feasibility of the report. Because see, when it comes to production, it should be clear cut, like what will be the quantity of products to be manufactured and how it has to be manufactured, what will be the specification which has to be used, and what is the technology, and that technology, whether it will be done by the company itself or whether it will be getting collaborated with the domestic company or any other foreign company. So all this has to be taken into consideration and checklist has to be prepared. Then only these technical aspects will be covered fully. All this is very much required. Not only that, selection of a particular manufacturing process. See, in manufacturing process also, product layout, process layout, there are many types of uh, manufacturing process which is undertaken by the company. So, which type of process is feasible for this particular aspect, particular business? See, when the planning is prepared, they have to chalk out the manufacturing process also, because they have to find out what is the type of building they are going to use and what type of process can be accommodated in that particular type of building. All this has to be taken into consideration while preparing the type of process to be used. In that particular place itself, what type of process will be ideal? Because if they are going to take process layout, after each process, it will be carried on to the next process. So there is a variety of type of manufacturing process. So you have to see which is the suitable process. If not this, then which is the next alternative. They have to take into consideration all the factors of production. The main thing is whether the land is there, whether the building is accommodative for that particular type of process. Because all these are technicalities. If this is not taken into consideration in the initial stage, just like that, if they start up later on, it becomes a problem. Like what happens, like investment is made and they try to carry out certain type of manufacturing process. But when it doesn't work out, all the funds invested for that will go waste. So before chalking out what type of manufacturing process they are going to carry, they have to do the technical feasibility also. They have to do study on this technical feasibility. Which type of process is ideal for that particular type of business, and what type of plant and machinery has to be used for that particular type of business also has to be taken into consideration, because plant and machinery is the foremost thing which they are going to use for the production. So what type of plant and machinery they are going to use, and what is the capacity of that plant and machinery, all this comes under this technical aspects of the business plan. Then what are the raw materials, details of raw materials acquired, that is sources, quantity and the equipment used to handle the material. See, when we think about raw materials, we think why this is coming under technical aspects of business plan, it should come under production. It should come both under production as well as technical. Why under production? What type of raw materials and how much raw materials you are going to purchase, acquire, all that is production aspects. But when the raw materials are acquired, when it comes to into the production place, what are the machineries to be used to get into the factory, and how it is will be placed in the particular warehouse or storeroom. All these aspects will be should be covered under technical aspect, because raw material means for us we think only about vegetables and fruits. That is the raw material for us for cooking, but you should think from the production point of view in huge concerns. The raw materials means it's not just getting into the factory and just throwing out. It will be like huge uh, very heavy machineries which comes into the factory. How it will be handled, at what place it has to be dispatched, and what place and which is the place it has to be stored. All this are the technicalities which has to be considered. Then pollution control certificate in case of using machinery. This is also important, because after investing, after planning, and after starting the business, if the pollution control board comes and tells like you have not been given permission, we are going to cancel your certification, we are going to cancel your registration, that all the money invested goes waste. Because before starting up the business, they should see to that they get the certificate from the pollution control in that particular area, or wherever it is required, they have to get the certificate. But because for certain types of machinery, if you it has to be used in the production, they do have to get the certificate from the pollution control board. Then they also have to clearly state the measures adopted to dispose of waste. See, when we think about industries, naturally there will be waste. Any industries without disposing waste, they can't manufacture a product. So for disposing waste also, they have to clearly state what are the measures adopted. That also is a technicality. If this is not undertaken, definitely after undergoing all the process and putting in of so much of effort, the license will not be given to that particular venture. So all this has to be taken into consideration. And also getting the sanction letter from the concerned authority for the usage of technology. See, some technologies if you are using that, that also create noise pollution, air pollution, all that. So before starting up, they should get the sanction letter from the concerned authorities. So why no? Even if you're going to set up the medical hospital, that also you will think of a hospital, nothing is there, we'll get the sanction letter. No, if you want to set up the medical hospital, they have to definitely get the sanction letter from the pollution board, and also for the disposal of waste and all, what they're going, what are the measures undertaken, because there will be lot of disposal in hospitals. So they just can't come out and dump it in some place or the other. They have to undertake measures for all that. So all the required formalities there has to be accomplished, and the sanction letter has to be got from the concerned authority. Then the site of the factory should be approved by the concerned authority. So all this comes under even the site of the factory also, the concerned site where they are going to start up the business, they have to see it should not be in some residential areas. You can check out. There are no factories in residential areas, manufacturing factories. For that only particular area will be there. If you go to the Spinia industrial estate, you can find out like all the manufacturing. Many of the factories are put up there, because that area itself is prescribed as the manufacturing area. Like that, before starting up, they should also get the approval from the concerned authority for the same. So all these aspects has to be taken into consideration before preparing the technical aspects of business plan, because it is not only the technology used, but when we do in-depth study, we come to know like even the pollution control board, they have to get the for the site, the area, the particular area site, all these aspects has to be taken into consideration. Then only they will get the license and registration can be done. It's not just like that, okay, I'm going to start up the business and starting up in any place or any area. So even till now you would have thought technical means maybe only technology used. No, all the other factors of production which will not affect the environment, which will not pollute the environment, which will not affect the residents who in and around that place. All this aspects has to be taken into consideration. So this, when on the whole, when you take into consideration, this will be covered under technological aspects of the business. So this, when everything is planned and when everything is taken into consideration, definitely it will become a success. Thank you all for listening to this video. I hope you would have understand the concept of technical aspects of business. Thank you all.